to Guildford Cathedral. Jonathan, thank you for those kind words of welcome. I'm delighted as the Vice-Chancellor of Roehampton University to welcome you all to this awards ceremony. And I'm particularly pleased to welcome our special guest today, Geoff Thompson and his family, and we'll shortly be giving Geoff an honorary doctorate. Today's a very special day in the university year. It's a time when staff, students, their families and their friends come together to celebrate the achievement of our students and to share with them in the joy and the satisfaction and the hopes of the future that are rightly theirs. We'll shortly begin the ceremony for the conferment of degrees, and we'll have a chance then to congratulate each student individually as they come up on the platform one by one to receive their degree from the Chancellor, John Simpson. John is well known to all of you and to millions of people around the world in his role as the BBC's World Affairs Editor. And now, before we begin the conferment of awards, I'd now like to invite John to address the congregation.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's lovely to be in this cool cathedral on a hot summer's afternoon. Rather unusual, unfortunately, for this year. I was very glad to be here, actually, because I was in Belgrade until 9:30 last night, held up by striking German airline pilots. Now, that's a thought that would have occurred to us, I think, in the past, that Germany might have strikes. So things are changing even there. And people are talking about British work ethic in Germany, which is something that we didn't used to hear very much about from the Germans. So it's a great pleasure to be here and to see everybody here. And a huge pleasure, I may say, to see the people who are graduating or receiving degrees. It's very moving to see people, most of them young, but by no means all of them, dedicated such a long time to the achievement, which is a very, very real one. And I'd like, therefore, to express my congratulations to each and every one of you today. I'm well aware that getting here to this point has needed an awful lot of hard work, determination, and commitment. But it's also needed a great deal of support from your friends and families, parents, partners, perhaps even children in some cases. And they deserve our congratulations today. So I think we ought to recognise our thanks to them with a round of applause. I hope you'll agree that you've also been able to count on the support of the staff here at the university. And I'd like to express my thanks to them on your behalf. One of the great things about Roehampton is the enthusiasm and commitment of our staff, all of whom have been united in one single aim, which has been to help you do your best work and reach your best potential. The idea of a university is determined to a great extent by who and what it teaches. And I have to say I'm very proud of who we teach. I meet a lot of students as I go around this university, and I'm always struck by how confident, articulate, and positive they are. And it's these qualities in our students that make Roehampton such an interesting and stimulating place in which to teach and study. It's also what gives us our reputation for having a friendly and lively campus. I don't need to tell you that university education isn't just about formal learning in the classroom or the library or the laboratory. It's about learning from each other and learning to understand and respect different perspectives. That's why a modern university needs to attract a wide and balanced mixture of students if it's to provide a wide and balanced education. Our students come from all walks of life and from many different cultures and traditions. I think it's true to say there's no such thing as a typical Roehampton student. And as our international reputation grows, believe me, me, I travel around the world a lot and I know how much it's growing. We're attracting more and more students from around the world. So that this year, we've got over 100 nationalities represented on the campus. In American universities, this ceremony we're at today is called commencement. It's actually a term that the Americans got from the British and we gave up, and characteristically we're now borrowing it back from them. I like this term because it focuses on the fact that this moment isn't so much an end to your studies, but a beginning to a whole new chapter in your lives. I think this is a particularly exciting moment to be thinking about new beginnings. The world around us is changing incredibly fast, and all the time new ideas and new possibilities are springing up, offering new chances and challenges which previous generations couldn't even have dreamt of. It's also, of course, a very unpredictable time when all sorts of things could happen, keeping me, naturally enough, in employment. Some of those things are good, some of those are not so good. So, how do you prepare to make your mark in that sort of world? Well, I think you need three things. The first and most important is a really good education. And the great news today is that for you, that's now in the bag, you've done it. And having good qualifications is going to give you much greater control over your choices. It will open up all sorts of opportunities to you. The second thing you'll need in order to succeed in such a world is a long-term vision. Short-term gain, quick profit is all very well, but most studies of very successful people show that one of the things that singles them out is their ability to plan for and work for long-term goals, because these are the goals that, in the end, really matter. The third thing is adaptability. Darwin's theory of natural selection tells us that it's not the biggest of the species that's the most successful, nor the strongest. It's not even necessarily the cleverest. It's those who are most adaptable to change, when change becomes necessary. A key part of this adaptability is, I think, having an appetite for learning that lasts an entire lifetime. Being open to discovering new knowledge, seeing things in new ways, and to learning new skills. That's how you stay ahead in a fast-changing world. I hope very much that whatever it is you choose to do, you'll enjoy it, and I'm sure you'll do it well. I also hope you've enjoyed your time here with us at Roehampton. And above all, I hope that you remember your time with us with the greatest affection. Thank you.
I now call upon the University's Director of Sport and Wellbeing, to present Geoff Thompson, M.B.E, for the degree of Doctorate of Laws, Honoris Causa.
Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, many people talk and write about the positive contributions sport and the arts can make in young people's lives. Such contributions are frequently discussed by politicians and policymakers, as well as the wider public. We often talk about these ideas. We rarely have the courage and conviction to put them into practice. Our next honorary graduate is significant because he has sought to demonstrate in real-world and life-threatening situations these positive contributions in action. Geoff Thompson, M.B.E, is an advocate for young people, especially those in some of the most challenging and violent environments. He is a tireless campaigner, a role model, and a champion. As founder and executive chairman of the Youth Charter, he has for the past 15 years been at the forefront of developing policies and innovative practices, looking at the role of sports, arts, and cultural activities in society, and especially their impact in addressing antisocial behaviour. Youth Charter is an extraordinary initiative focused on tackling some of the most serious issues facing society today: education non-attainment, health inequality, antisocial behaviour, the effects of crimes, drugs, gang-related activity and racism. By providing young people with sporting, artistic and cultural experiences aimed at developing interests and talents, and in doing so promoting social inclusion and positive values. The Youth Charter's philosophy echoes that of the original Olympic movement, making this award in an Olympic year even more relevant. The Olympic philosophy has become too frequently abandoned in an era of sports entertainment and business. This philosophy states that sport is an order of chivalry, a code of ethics and aesthetics, recruiting its members from all classes and all peoples. Sport is a truce. In an era of antagonisms and conflicts, it is the respite of the gods in which fair competition ends in respect and friendship. Sport is education, the truest form of education, that of character. Sport is culture because it enhances life, and most importantly does so for those who usually have the least opportunity to feast on it. I suggest this is a vision that many of us involved with sport and young people share, or at least aspire to. Sport, properly presented and managed, has the power to bring people from different backgrounds together in shared endeavour. It can provide a sense of belonging and acceptance. It can teach and reinforce new skills and behaviours, and can empower people as they develop control of their own bodies. It's also popular and prestigious among young people. In the words of Nelson Mandela, when talking of the role of sport in contributing to the birth of the new South Africa, we can reach far more people through sport than we can through political or educational programs. In that way, sport is more powerful than politics. We've only just started to use its potential to build up this country. Geoff Thompson's first appearance on the public stage was as a world-class athlete. He was 5-time world karate champion between 1982 and 1986, and holder of over 50 national and international competition titles. He was one of the outstanding